You're listening
You're listening
You're listening
to another episode
of the FreshTakes
podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the FreshTakes podcast. I am your host, Tim. I am also the new Browns linebacker coach with my two favorite co-hosts and new coaches as well. We got Pat, the new Saints offensive coordinator. First move is getting rid of Derek Carr. And we got Tank, who's stepping up for the departure of Mike McCarthy, as he's going to be the Dallas new head coach. And his first lineup is getting rid of Dak Prescott.
Yes, it is. They're taking the whole contract.
I'll trade.
They're taking that
I'll
contract.
trade.
There you go.
You said you'll take them?
Dak for Derek, straight up.
Oh, straight up? No, I need more than that.
Derek in a second round.
Oh, at this point, Dak for Derek and Kamara, and we're kind of rebuilding with Dak as a centerpiece. That's okay.
Bro, while you're at it, you might as well throw Demario Davis in there. He'll probably get one more year out of you.
Yeah, we can probably get some good picks back too for that package.
But all right, ladies and gentlemen, wild card weekend is in the books.
It was not that wild, but kind of wild.
I would say, what's the biggest shock you guys think?
The Minnesota game. They lost.
I'm not shocked that they lost. I'm shocked by how bad they lost.
Yeah, shocked at the amount of sacks. I guess the Texans dismantling.
I think the Texans game's my biggest shock. How bad Herbert played.
Yeah.
I think, what was it? He threw 4 interceptions in all year. He only had 5 total.
No, he threw 3. He threw 3 during the regular season and threw, I thought, 4 through the game.
I thought that he had 5 regular season.
But
because I thought Lamar had the least amount with 4.
I admittedly was at a party while the first half of this game was on, but some of the highlights I saw was like,
oh no, he did have 3 interceptions all season.
Two of those weren't really like on him. Like 2 of them were bounced off receivers.
The Will Dissly was definitely Will Dissly's fault. He kind of caught it and then tossed it to Stingley.
Yeah. And then there was another one that was like iffy, but yeah, you could still attribute it. Either way,
it was like the receiver was supposed to keep going, but he just stopped, so Herbert threw right past him into the defender.
Yeah.
So
yeah. No, I agree. That was another upset, but like I said, with how Minnesota had been playing all season, and then couldn't show up, like that's why I call it a big upset. Yeah, is. They were just literally playing week 18 for the number 1 seed in their division. And then they shit the bed.
Hey, Commanders only wild card team to advance.
Yeah.
I called that upset. I called that.
I say you got that one right. Pat's upset didn't happen.
I don't remember. Oh, the Broncos.
I think
I kept that because I didn't send my picks in.
I think I was 3-3 in picks this week because I had the Chargers, the Bucks, and the Vikings, and they all lost.
I think I only got 2 wrong. That was the Texans game and the Vikings game.
I don't remember.
Yeah, and Pat, I don't remember yours.
Yeah. Who knows who I picked?
I know you picked Houston. You wanted to change it. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Tank, you had Chargers, Baltimore, Denver, Philly, and Washington, and Minnesota. So you only missed 4. And it's not showing me Pat's picks, but hey, there we are.
3 because he picked the Chargers. Pat, you picked the Chargers, Baltimore, Denver, Philadelphia, Washington, and Minnesota. So you only got 3.
3 and 2. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was also 3. And
look at us go.
Tank, you were 4. You're making your slight comeback. The Jeopardy might help you out. I do have that Jeopardy fully done.
Yeah, I got my four. I'm still working on one, but I have three of the four trivias that I have for you two. I have three of them done. So
I haven't made up the boards, but I've done all the research, and we got 14 plus 4 that we didn't finish last year.
you said 14 of them that we didn't finish last year.
No, 14 plus ones we didn't finish last year.
Oh,
I've already came up with 14 for this year, and then there's 4 that we didn't finish last year.
hey, dude, he's trying to kill us over here.
And I mean, technically, then you throw in the Jeopardy. I have another fun thing to do, and like 2 other things with the wheel, like we said about. So yeah, we're gonna be in for an exciting off season. Say,
Yeah,
we talked about this in our little meeting, but we'll get it out to you guys now. This off season, it won't be Pat versus Tank in trivia. It'll be Pat and Tank versus me in trivia this year.
I'm actually kind of excited.
And
I'm
then, of
not
course,
gonna
when
lie.
Tank hosts one, it'll be Pat versus I.
Yeah, y'all gotta go against each other.
And then, there's some that I can incorporate myself into to help me out. But yeah, it'll be fun. But before we fast forward all the way to the off season, we got some picks to make for the divisional round. But before we make some picks, Tank, I think you got some catches for us, don't you?
Sure do.
Welcome to this week's episode of That Catch, though.
Well, since I get to pick up where I left off, I'm going to nominate one honorable mention, and I got three regular uh, nominees. My honorable mention goes to the new Saints OC coach's favorite team, AJ Brown of the Philadelphia Eagles. My three nominees go to Terry McLaurin. Here's the video.
Comes from Tampa. Daniels putting it towards Terry McLaurin. Up top, Terry.
The second video goes to Dean Leonard of the Los Angeles Chargers. Here's the video.
Stroud hangs in there. A floater. Intercept.
And your third and final nominee of this wild card weekend goes to Ty Johnson of the Buffalo Bills. Here's the video.
There, so now he's got to throw it deep to the end zone. And with that.
And after seeing all three of those videos, congratulations, Ty Johnson, for the win.
A catch? Are we sure it was a catch? Controversy?
Yeah. I'm sorry, that was I didn't see his leg touch the ground or his foot touch the end or back of the end zone. Like that was just on 4th and 1.
It's all over X saying that it's a controversy play call because there's some people saying there's a little bit of the movement of the ball when his foot finally touches, which I mean the head of the ball does kind of move, but I mean he's still cradling the rest of the ball.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And somebody had posted about it and like all these comments were going off and off. So I was like, all right, cool. Here's the score, 24-7. Like calling that back doesn't matter. You still got blown out.
Yeah.
But I mean, it goes to show, honestly, and I hate to say it, but I feel the Chiefs didn't really play hard enough because they were afraid to face the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, it's not even that they didn't play hard enough. They literally didn't care. They
Yeah,
didn't want the Bengals in.
well, they had like nothing to play for really, so they
Yeah.
didn't care who got in. Like, but I guess it was against the Bengals defense. The Broncos offense, like the last 3 weeks of the season, was actually like starting to get really hot. That's where I was
Yeah.
like, okay, maybe. And then like once the first bit of adversity hit them, I think they kind of crumbled because they went
Yeah.
up, and then once they lost that, and yeah, like, it all fell apart.
I agree.
Yeah. So all right. Saturday, 4:30 as they always are, the Texans will go up against the Chiefs. I might give you guys an extra chance to come back and picks, but I'm going Texans.
I'm sorry. I really okay. Like I I don't want to pick them. I really don't. But I'm going with the Chiefs.
I know the Chiefs are like the easy lock-in, but they have their starters haven't played in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, some people are like, "Oh, that's not going to matter. It's the Chiefs," and they got the
Yeah.
rest on their side. But I don't know, man. 2 weeks off,
Chiefs. I
and
mean,
Mahomes just had another kid, so who knows?
I'll never doubt them. But I mean, if the Texas defense is flying around like they were, there's a chance. And it doesn't really matter for my picks. I'm not gonna catch up to either one of you. And I hate the Chiefs, so I'm not gonna pick them. So give me the Texans.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is who do the Chiefs have at receiver that will outdo Stingley?
Well, it'll end up being like Justin Watson or something.
Yeah. I don't know. I think from how he was the first time they played to how he's been playing the last 3 weeks, because I mean, what? Week 17 they played Miami. Stingley had 2 interceptions. Week 18, I think he picked off Will Levis. Then last week he had 2 interceptions. Stingley's honestly uncontrollable right now.
Hey,
I'm not saying it's not.
all you guys got $3 to spare. So we each go 3-3-3. $9 wager on Justin Watson 2+ touchdown. I bet you that pays out a good bit.
I don't know if I would say 2 touchdowns. I'd say
I
probably one.
I don't know. I'm feeling him. I'm feeling.
I don't know. What's Sky Moore?
Oh yeah.
Give me a Justin Watson touchdown, Sky Moore punt return.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Now we're talking.
But all right, the night game that's Philly?
Buffalo, nah, Detroit,
No, that's the
and
It's the
Lions. Commanders,
Detroit
Lions
and
game.
Commanders. Yeah, I'm going Detroit on that one. I think it'll be like a last second. Detroit goes on a 4th and 2, and they convert, and like they win by like 4 points. But yeah, give me Detroit.
So, I said this at work today. Um, and people are like, "How can you say that? Because you're a Cowboys fan." And I said, honestly, I'd like to really see Washington make it all the way to the Super Bowl, and Baltimore make it all the way to the Super Bowl, and have it, you know, close
All
two
right, now
teams
let me
close
ask you
enough.
this, Tank. I think you and I talked about this 3 years ago when you and I first were doing things together, and because of Philly making it. Pat, do you root on your division? Like, if Eagles aren't in the playoffs, do you root for your division?
it depends. Like Washington, I'm very neutral for. I don't have a problem cheering them on. It all depends on who. I'll never root for the Cowboys for
I would
sure.
say I'm okay with Philly, and I'm okay with the Commanders. I don't root for Dallas, even though my dad was a Dallas fan. It's just the
Yeah,
fans, dude. It's the fans.
I know. Like
And
all of
I
them,
mean,
every single one of them.
growing up, I used to be like slightly an Eagles fan, so that's why I still have some. Because I used to have a Michael Vick Eagles jersey, but
So,
it's
I
we
mean,
can't do Cowboys, man. Every single fan, and I mean to the T, every single fan is annoying.
I mean, thanks. Um, no, honestly, if Washington Giants, the Eagles would make it to the Super Bowl, I root for them because it is my division. No matter what, it makes our division look, stronger.
We're
Um,
already the top division, only one with every single team to win a Super Bowl.
yeah, but it just, what I'm saying, like it just makes I feel it makes us look better. So that I do root for them. But no, I would like to see Washington pull it off, but I'm going with Detroit Lions. Even with their 14 injured reserve defensive players, it's
Well, they got a couple back, and there's the talk of Monty coming back this week. But I mean, I'd like to see Jaden Daniels in the Super Bowl, out of LSU. But yeah, I
on a
just I don't
rookie.
I don't think they I don't see them beating Detroit.
Yeah, I'm going Detroit.
Oh, give me Detroit.
I would say, Pat, I feel like Detroit's your second team. You can't go against them.
I can't, but I feel like if we all pick them, they're gonna lose. So
Yeah.
I almost felt compelled.
There you
Well,
go.
I mean,
Touche.
there was some, we all picked Baltimore. Baltimore went on and won. We all picked Minnesota and they lost.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, well,
But
with that being said, on the Saturday games, let's head over to the new Browns linebacker coach, Tim, with Have a Eggs. I know he's got something over there cooking.
oh boy, yes, I do have something cooking today. So, we do have an honorable mention, and you guys already know who it's gonna be. It's
Dalvin Cook.
it's the same guy that it is every week. We got Derrick Henry, 26 carries, 186 yards, and 2 tutties.
Oh, I
But
thought it was going to be Kevin Hubbard.
yeah, Chuba Hubbard from the couch. But all right, this one's gonna be a wild one for you guys this week. So, first nominee, we were talking about him earlier. Derek Stingley Jr., 5 pass deflections, 4 tackles, and 2 interceptions. Then, also from that game, we got Lad McConkey, 9 catches, 197 yards, and 1 touchdown. And your winner, Pat hinted at it earlier, we have 9 sacks, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery for a touchdown, and 10 tackles for a loss, holding the team only to 9 points and not letting them get us 2 point conversion. The Vikings defense have a day.
Rams.
Rams defense. Why did I say Vikings?
Rams.
I was just thinking about how bad the Vikings
Yeah,
had.
yeah, you
Rams defense. Have a day.
Now, hey, Tim, you need to apologize right here on online
Yeah.
on air.
Yeah. Sorry about that, Rams.
that Rams.
Rams.
By the
But
way,
all right. Speaking of,
time out real quick. Can we just say I don't know about you two, but for me, my thoughts and prayers are, out there with all the families and the destruction of the wildfires out there in California that's been going on. So I just want to say from Tank here at the Fresh Takes podcast, and I know most likely both of the guys here with me, our thoughts and prayers are out there with the families and the first responders out there in California dealing with the wildfires right now.
well, that's what I was just about to jump into when I say that the Rams and the Eagles got the Rams fighting for their city.
They're compelled.
Yeah, first responders doing all they can, being heroes out there. Look, I'm giving it to the Rams. You think back to what was it, Hurricane Katrina that took out New Orleans and they won the Super
Yeah,
Bowl? I think that the Rams got so much momentum behind them with this wildfires. I'm shooting Rams to the whole thing.
they good. And I mean, yeah, they looked really good. Philly didn't particularly look good.
Yeah, and
Defense did,
Philly's
but
offense was a little rough other than the line.
it was to be expected.
Yeah, especially with Hurts coming back, what, 2 weeks?
Yeah,
But
I'm glad
yeah,
we didn't play someone a lot better to start
yeah.
because that would have been rough. But yeah,
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm picking the Rams.
So
Although I feel like I should pick against the Rams because just like how you are with the Bills, Pat, every time I pick the Rams, I go against the Rams, they win.
hey, you probably want them anyway. Uh, give me the Eagles by like uh 3 to 4. Yeah,
What about you, Tank?
I'm going Rams.
yeah.
Not because it's Philly, but because what Tim said. Honestly, um,
I got all that
after
momentum, dude.
after I
Yeah,
saw what
no,
they put up against Minnesota, and then with everything that's going on, they got a lot riding, and I think they're going to show up and show like, look, even though our city's being burned down right now, we're coming and we're playing hard, and the town's behind us, and we're playing for the town. Not that they don't play for the town
Yeah.
normally, but like
Here's my
aside from
biggest here's my biggest reasoning with the Rams, other than the whole wildfire and everything. the Rams did what they did with Cooper Kupp getting 2 catches. You know, the Philly, other than Mitchell and the Gene, they don't really have a good defensive back. And who's to say Slay's going to be healthy enough? And then the Packers looked awful, but Josh Jacobs was unbelievable. And I think Kyron Williams is a better running back than Josh Jacobs. So I think Kyron Williams is going to do better than Jacobs did. So I think that's the biggest thing. More from Cooper Kupp and a more dominant Kyron Williams is going to take care.
I don't know.
And then last but not least, the Sunday night game. Baltimore Ravens versus the Buffalo Bills in a heater of a game where ESPN is literally calling this a 50-50 game. Like how they have the win probability, they are 50-50 exact
Yeah.
because they don't know who to pick.
I don't know who to pick on this one.
Zay Flowers
Baltimore.
in Baltimore. Zay Flowers not playing Buffalo. I think that is the factor. If Zay's not in, Buffalo doesn't win.
I'll take Baltimore either way.
I'm picking Baltimore, but I don't know, man. You know, Zay doesn't play, and they haven't reached out to Odell. I think that it could be in for a little bit.
I'm going Baltimore because that's my second favorite team. I love the Bills, and Baltimore.
Yeah, I'd say, you know, I think Baltimore could do it if they get out ahead early because, you know, they were up 21-0 at halftime against Pitt, and then it was 28-14. Baltimore's not a good second half team.
Correct.
So they need to get out ahead to begin with.
Yeah, no, I mean, I wish it was honestly the AFC Championship was Baltimore and Buffalo.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what everybody wanted, but you know,
So
at least one of them had a chance. Like you had both of them have a chance to take on the Chiefs.
yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. But all right,
But
ladies and
hey,
gentlemen,
do we have any instead of a top 10, do we have a top 8 coming out with the rest of the
I don't
playoff
even
teams?
think I sent the top
I would say
12
we didn't have a
by
playoff
default.
ranking last week,
But
so
I will say, I guess the Bills overall looked most impressive in round one. Texans looked most surprising. Eagles probably looked the worst out of the winners.
I'd say Commanders look the
Maybe
worst out of the winners.
the who?
Who
The
did?
Commanders.
Well, they squeaked by, but I don't. I think
Yeah,
they
but they
played.
looked terrible in the first half.
Yeah, yeah.
So I think Philly at least was all around decent. You know, started out the game with that fumble.
Yeah, their defense looks really good.
Which was
All
a controversy on
Yeah, that was
recovery.
another one. But
I'm just
yeah,
judging off their inability to form any type of drive all game. So,
yeah. But
but yeah,
all right, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, go ahead and leave a like, subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we post every Wednesday. And yeah, tell us if you think that there was a player that got snubbed from either tank or ice thing. Don't come at me saying the Rams defense got snubbed. I meant Rams, not Vikings. And let's go Texans. All right, on to you, Pat.
lots of potential scenarios. We could have a NFC East Conference Championship. We could have another Stafford versus Lions. Ooh, that'd be spicy. Uh, Pretty exciting storylines. I hope the Texans can pull it out. And Bills Ravens should set up to be one of the greatest games anyone's ever witnessed. So, on you, Tank.
You can follow us on the good old X, aka FKAARTA Twitter. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. You can listen to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcast, and don't, like Tim said, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, and notification button to know when we post something. Other than that, I will see y'all next week. This is Tank signing off. Peace, y'all.
Bye, everybody.